Welcome to the Gyms Podcast. I'm your host, Joel Kleber, and this podcast is designed to share stories of our franchisees, franchisors, Jim himself, and other members of the Gyms family that we think you might find interesting. If you are researching our brand, we've got a previous back catalogue. There's so many great episodes that you can find online. And if you do like what you hear, please make sure you leave us a thumbs up on YouTube if you're watching, or online as well. We really do appreciate the support. Without further ado, here's today's episode. So thanks for joining me today, Medhi and Olga, and you're one of our winners of the Accor Silver membership, which they can see on the screen and sort of here, which I pull it there. So we're going to get this out to you. It's basically 2 free nights to any Accor hotel around the world, and there's a lot of discounts for dinners and stuff like that as well. And it's worth around, I think, $600 or $700. So congratulations, guys. And I'm first of all just going to read through your star ratings here. So you've got a perfect rating of 5 stars at 186 ratings in total, and you've only been going since 2021. So well done on being a star franchisee. So let's first of all start off with a bit about yourself and what were you doing prior to Jim's building inspections?
Yeah, I was Medhi. I've been a working engineer for many years in different companies, and also my education. I'm holding a master on engineering, and since I started working with a lot of companies and then build up a little bit experience in the building industry, and it's when you work for companies working really in a really tough period of time. It's mean you need to be on time. You left the family by himself, and then you're just working from 8 to 12, 8 hours to 12 hours a day to follow up with the projects, do a lot of travels, and that's all in same umbrella, which is all engineerings. And that's why that's the better way to join the Gyms building inspection, to get a little bit more freedom, a little bit flexible with the family, and if can go holiday anytime, work harder when you need it, work less when you feel is a bit tired or you need to do something else. And that's a little bit why I'm joining Gyms.
Yeah, awesome.
And I come from a sales background, so international trade sales. I've done interpreting, so I speak a few languages. And after again, I was working for other companies, not working for myself. And then when we met, we kind of were at the stage in our lives where we wanted to do something for ourselves. And we were looking into ways of, creating our own business and researching the ways to do it. And Jim's franchise was a perfect way for us to kind of enter into that avenue, I guess.
And what was it about the Jim's building inspections franchise that appealed to you? Was it, first of all, that obviously that was relevant to your skill set, but what was it about? What else was there? Because I'm sure you would have done a lot of investigation and research about what you're getting into. So what was it that stood out to you?
Yeah, definitely. Yes. When we will try to open our business, we will say, we can do something related to building. And then it suddenly comes like, Jim's got something related, which is building inspection. And part of that building inspection, there is a structural new construction inspection. And that's my domain, and then they said, yep, that's great. And that's where I started knocking the doors.
And I guess also the branding. So the brand name is already there. And it takes, for the companies, when you start from scratch, it takes months and months to get actually your brand name out there. And business infrastructure was there as well. So everything was there. So the base was there, and we just needed to apply, I guess, our skills. And off we go. So it's a great experience. I guess it's an easy way into launching something new for yourself.
Absolutely. Now, with training, did you do the training at Jim's Group, or it's around 2021? So did you do it online, or were you in person at Melbourne?
No, it was
in person. We were lucky enough in person.
I think he was the last one, and we had a chance to meet Jim by himself, and then it was great, and then give us a lot of tip on how to deal with the lead, how to improve the customer service, and then everything that's generic. Was generic training? Generic training. It was very clear. It was great. Yeah. And then both of us, we attend the training.
We attended the training, yes, both.
Awesome. You obviously listened because your star rating is exceptional, perfect rating at 186 ratings. So maybe do you want to talk about, from both of your perspective, how do you provide such good customer service? Because it might sound simple to you, but sometimes it's not to others. So maybe do you want to run through what's a good customer experience for you, and how do you maintain that perfect 5-star rating?
Well, look, I treat every client similar, and it doesn't matter type of the house they want to purchase, small or big, in the regional areas or in the CBD, whatever, in cities. And then always when I go to the building inspection, I think to myself, I'm buying this house for myself. Do you think it suits me? Whatever the defect there it comes, I try to present it to the client in different way. You know, the reports need to be written with the Australian standards, and NCC is a little bit, tough. And then sometimes people in IT, they don't understand. That's why I and Olga, we decide to book every client for a phone call. It's an extra time for me, extra work, but that phone call to go through with the report. And that's why the client, they say, awesome. Some of them, like just they said, look, without reading the report, that's just the phone call. Just give me that push to purchase the confident to purchase the property or not. And that is the key for success for us in this matter. But Olga, she will add something about it.
So we focus, as Medhi said, we focus on clients and results. So not so much on the revenue, but actually what client gets out of our services when they hire us. And as Medhi mentioned, that's the confidence. So buying a property, it could be a potentially biggest investment in people's life. And of course, our job is to provide great confidence for them to go for that house or not, or to pursue the sale or not. So, and that's, and we do follow up with the client. So it's not like we've done the report, we've done the phone call, and that's it, and forgot about the client. No, we do follow up always. We keep in touch with the client if it's an auction, whether they've got the house or not. So that ongoing service, I guess. And we do get referrals based on that as well.
That's great.
Yeah, and based on the number that you got, 180, it's probably more than 100. They didn't purchase the property because it's auction, and they come back as a referral. It's mean, and then all they refer us to their family members or their friends. It's mean that's rating. It just comes to gyms, and then the gyms, they text them. But there is a lot of these. I think it's overall we've done 680 inspection.
Wow. Now let's talk about, is there any customer stories that stand out to you from memory? Like, is it something where you, without basically your report, you saved them from buying, something that might have been not in their best interest? Or is there any customer stories that stand out to you?
Oh yeah, it's every week we get a story, and then sometimes we find like a couple of defects being hidden, especially in the roof cavity or subfloor, or some structural damage by timber pests, or just structurally is failed, or any handyman job someone tried to do a dodgy job there. And then when you go under subfloor and you get all that photos and you show them what the condition, because they cannot access as a client when they want to buy the property, they can't see the subfloor. And then when you show them that your effort, that you went all the way in the corner and you find a termite damage, for example, I'd be honest with you, the owner, when they found out, they said, yeah, I never seen the termite there. Thanks for you being very detective. And then sometimes the client, they pull out, and then the owner, they fix the defect, put it back in the market, or sometimes there is a negotiation there. We help them also how to fix the things. We use also all the gyms group partners, for pest control, termite, so on. We refer them to that to other members to look after the client. And then look, it depends on the client if he want to go to fix that defect by himself. If it's more than roughly, we give them estimate quote verbally, which is tell them we're talking about a couple of grand, whatever. The client still, they go ahead, but they're aware that they need to spend more money to make the house stable. If they don't have money, they have a right to pull out, and they let on the owner why they pull out. So the owner, they need to fix that defect before they pass this property to the next client. But as I said to you, we're talking about saving a cost for the client, and something can happen anytime. Especially when the client those days, they want to buy the property, they put all the savings, they put all the efforts where they work, and they say, I want to buy dream home, but they want to make sure that there is no surprises in the future. If you can avoid them, or you told them maybe can't happen, or it's there, I think you give them that confidence to go ahead with the property or not. And then they contact us, say, yeah, Medhi, sorry, I know that defect is little bit, I am not in knowledge on the building, I decide to pull out, I will hire you for the next building inspection. Another client, they said, no, thank you. Can you tell me any other trade that can help me to fix this defect? We pass them Jim's group, other franchisees, and they've been in contact with them and they fix the defect and they help them. Yes, that's it.
That's great. Now, do you want to talk about the breadth of services you provide in your business? So, do you want to just tell people what inspections are on offer and what do you do in your business and provide as a service?
We are on in almost all the services. We do specialist testing. We do purpose building inspection, building and timber repairs, new construction stages. We start from start to finish, and also on-build report, which is 137B. That's if anyone want to put the property in the market and you've done some renovation, they need an inspector, but should be registered structural engineer, which I am. I do that service. And then any other consultations, especially in structural inspection, we deal with the councils, with the insurances, and it's pretty much we are on in all services, and that's give us more jobs, and then also to cover all the services in the building industry. But when we started just purchase building inspection, we just one service, and then the needs was less, and then when we done go to the Jim's group doing all the trainings, and then to open more services. Definitely, every time we open new service, we get more leads, more works, and also more referrals.
And we also do depreciation schedule, which is the time for it right now.
Tax time, yes.
That's for investment properties. So that's one of our services as well, which is very seasonal, and that is the season is now.
So let's talk about the tax depreciation schedule a little bit. So why should someone get one done? Maybe if they don't know what it is, and how can it benefit them getting a tax depreciation schedule?
So depreciation schedule report helps investors to claim, basically during the tax claim that percentage of depreciation. And a lot of people do not know that house depreciate itself. That's obviously the general knowledge. And appliances in the houses, curtains and floors, they do depreciate as well. And an investor is capable to claim that percentage every year of that depreciation. And especially investors that own apartments, common areas in the apartments do depreciate, and the owner can claim a little percentage of the common areas in the apartment buildings as well, which is not a common knowledge. So it's not only the apartments, it's actually common areas in the apartment complex, and some of them can be quite substantial. They could have gyms, saunas, swimming pools, and that could be quite substantial amount of money to claim in your tax return.
Now, is that something people should get done once, or they get it every year, or how often is that sort of done?
A report actually comes valid for 10 years, but we do recommend to do it every 5 years, because some renovation could be done in the property and could be claimed as well. Some improvement of the property during 5 years, but basically 5 years, yes, you can use it for 5 years straight, and then we recommend to redo it again.
Has there been more of a demand for that service? Because obviously a lot of Australians have investment properties and things like that. So is that something that you're getting a lot of, or?
We do have mainly referrals at this point, because we do know some people that obviously Medhi does a great job in marketing in that area. If the client is an investor, we find that out during the phone call, that important bit of our customer service. And if the client is an investor, then that service is recommended to them.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's exactly when we done the phone call. Someone purchased the property, I ask, is for yourself, for investment? And since they say investment, they said, okay, we do these services. We do depreciation schedule. And then I said, how's it work? And I said, okay, Olga, she's qualified on it. She sent you an email with all the details. And then actually, when they saw us that we've done a great job in building inspection, they said, okay, they hired us. And then usually they never say no. Even they check with their accountant. They said, no, if they can do the service, it'd be good. And then in terms of the marketing as well, because he's my client, and then I want to get into that service, we offer a little bit discount. That's one. That's why it's to target the client to stay with us. Yeah.
That's great. Now, you mentioned asbestos before. Asbestos everyone seems to know about it, but how common is asbestos amongst properties in Australia? And is it something where is it like 1 in 3 or 1 in 4, or what's the things people need to look out for when buying a property to know if it might have asbestos or not?
Yeah, it depends on the area. And then if you look at in the old houses, especially in southeast suburb, you find all the properties got asbestos. You find them more in the kitchen flooring, bathroom flooring. And then a lot of people now they purchase the property. And this is again, when we do the purchase with inspection, we told them, are you doing any renovation? He said, yes, I'm thinking to renovate the bathroom and the kitchen or whatever laundry. And I say, well, better call us. We can do for you sampling. So if we take it to the lab, if it's turned positive, it will depend result. If it took positive, we'll offer you another asbestos removal, which that we contact Jim's asbestos removal. They can deal with them. And that's how we create more jobs for other members in the group, in Jim's group. And yeah, as I said, it's where is our region? Probably every house we're talking about, all the old houses, they got asbestos, majority of them, except the new ones. You know, that's we're not going by the year because there's a lot of people they don't have knowledge about asbestos. Maybe they found a cement sheeting, he was just sitting in the garage, but because he found them there, he thought maybe it's a building element. They don't have the knowledge about it. They try to use them as a garden beds, for example, or they try to put them inside the house to patch something. And that's why we try to be aware also client about asbestos. And then again, in service, when we do a building and timber pest inspection, I ask the client if they want to do renovation. If they want to do, I will do a little bit quick check and I report as suspected asbestos. So in their knowledge, when they purchase the property, they know there is asbestos there or suspected asbestos. So they're not touching it unless they contact the qualified inspector to check that asbestos. And that's for their heads. And then actually, I found that's just a defect I added, but I written in different way. That's suspected asbestos. And then on phone call, I explained to them why I put it in. Because the majority of people, we found them that they got that disease in their lungs because they started installing the cameras. For example, they use the eaves to install the cameras because you can buy them now all programs. You just need to install them, put the battery is working. And what they do, just they drilling in the eaves, they can affect themselves. And I would say to them, don't install anything in eaves. It's suspected asbestos. You can try to attach anything in the timber. If you want to do that one, you better need to replace it with current product, which is organic fibers. But definitely, yes, it's a services. We got a lot of leads, and I think you guys got a lot and service leads in it, but we cannot keep up with it. It's a good service, and also it's required a little bit attention to, when you're taking the samples, and then also to look after yourself as well. PPE is all cost us money as well.
Absolutely. Now, do you want to talk about the details the reports go into? So maybe if someone's never seen a building inspection or building report before, what sort of, is it photos in there? Is there like what sort of information goes in there just to sort of give people a rough idea of why they should get one?
Yeah, we use the application, the app, where we can attach photos. The app is organized the photos nicely, and then also convert all the defects to the PDF and nice structure, and add a few information, which is obstructions and limitations. But in terms of the defects, it will be category depend of the service. For example, to purchase with inspection, it will be it's a safety hazards, minor, major. And then that's where we focus. If you got this defect is already listed in the app, and that's what you need to look at. When you go to the house, you need to try to find this safety hazard first. If anything you see it is not right, you need to, it's safety hazards can harm anyone or harm me as well when I'm doing inspection. You need to be listed in report. And then you try to find a major defect. When we find a major defect, we try in the reports to write a defect, not to leave it just, you need to hire another structural engineer or another builder to double check it. You need to do a little bit to be detective to find what's the cause. You got a cracks there, why? A movement in the house, and maybe physical impact, or maybe poor installation. When you put that one, the client knows what's happening with that one. He's been aware. And then if there is no major defect, we focus a little bit in cosmetic stuff. It's mean there is like a leakage, a little bit of dripping from the pipe, maybe inside the house. It's put it like, it's just need to be tied by yourself or get a plumber, but you better fix it now rather than affect timber and then make it worse and create a major defect. And that's I said to you, in the defects and structure of the report, it's changed between the services. When you go to timber pest, there is more defect there. There's a condition conducive to termite, live termite, wood borer, and fungal decay. And that's exactly, as an inspector, I need to find that things. I need to look at it. If there is nothing, there's nothing. It's great. I told the client, I'm happy to go to the property and I find no defect. You know, it's great news for the buyers, but sometimes it can make the client say, did he's been very detective or just a quick one? And then us probably we take our time. It takes me an hour to 2 hours. It's not something quick. And then Olga, she's doing when she called the client or called the real estate agent, we told them that this inspector is not coming for a quick look and go. Now it's going to be detective, take his time, and then we need to allow him between 1 hour to 2 hours to do the inspection. That's the minimum. This is 1 hour just for apartments. And that's why you need to be more detective, take your time, and then get a quality of reports, which is listed all the defects if they are there, and then explain them in different way with the phone call.
That's great. So how do you guys work in the business together? Olga, are you on the phone doing the initial lead and you're dealing with the agents, and then Medhi goes to do the report and then you jump on the phone afterwards, or how does it work together as a team?
I'll start a little bit and jump in this one because, and then Olga, she will finish it. Yes, Olga, she's dealing with the leads, and her conversion rate is great, and she built that knowledge and she do it. It's sometimes the leads, if they are technical, she will tell them that by myself. I will call them to get more information so we can send them right quote, and then we know that services we can do it or not. And then in meantime, she is doing everything. She will contact the real estate agent, she will schedule it, she will put it for me, everything in details. It's mean the date of the inspection, who will be there, if the customer will be there, the client or real estate agent, pick up the key or not. It's all we created in a calendar. It's clear for me. And we work on it. We, based on the experience, we improving that scheduling and also put everything in the calendar. And then me, it's just technical. However, when I finish the report, I always use her female. Also, she can buy a house, and I ask her, have a look at this report. What do you think about it? Does it make
sense? Yes. So
you know what I mean?
Is it readable? So
and that's why the customer, they need to know that we told them there is a report. It goes through the quality check, and that's what we do it internally. She will take her time. It's been allocated half an hour to look at carefully the report. And sometimes she asked me the question. She said, "Oh, Medhi, this is the front page is not right. The photos is mixed up." Or, for example, maybe this defect you put in minor, but looks for me is a major. Just like as a her female and what she saw in the photos, and that helped us to deliver a quality report. I'll let her to see what she's doing.
Yes, we do proofread the report. So Medhi is more on the road, kind of hands-on, I guess, in the business, where I'm behind the scenes, but there is only one boss. So it is very important by separating those roles while we run the business. So there should be one boss, and kind of where all the directions are coming from. And of course, we try to communicate as much as we can throughout the day. Because obviously with the nature of the job, things changing all the time, people running late, and a lot of people involved. And so we try to communicate as much as we can. We do have regular meetings, business meetings, in terms of to see what we're doing well, how's our converting rate, and so on. So again, with our subcontractors, we try to actually stay in touch all the time, and communication, I guess, is the key for us. And so far it's been going well.
Yeah, and then with the inspection, when you convert the lead and you go to do the job, you are in subfloor, in roof cavity, and then suddenly you get another lead, and you need to be within the 2 hours in contact with them. You're not putting yourself in risk to text them, and that's why we had a phone. It's related to the leads. It will be always with Olga. It's mean wherever the client comes, she'll be in touch with them straight away. And then, as you said, Jim, he said, you need to contact the client within 2 hours. And then I 100% agree. That 2 hours works for us. If you missed it, if you contact the client after 2 hours, we rarely get to convert the lead because they already found someone. Because what happened, the client, they said, oh, I purchased the property, I need to do building inspection. And they are in that, in rush. And then they send probably a query from gyms, they go other businesses. And then who come first, and then we're not sending the quote straight away. We give a call to the client. Olga, she will ask, congratulations, you now need your step, you're buying the house. Because she gives them that nice communication. She makes them that we are a family. We are looking after each other. We look after you because we want you to buy the property. And then you look after us because you hire us to do this service. And then, look, that's why the conversion rate is good. But if you leave it with me, I'll probably miss them because, I will not do much work and I will be less and I will mislead because just the nature of the job. And then that's the way how we discover, like we both in business is a great model.
That's great. And now let's talk about the actual, some people might get confused that you can drill into holes and do invasive inspections and stuff. So is it just a visual only inspection? You mentioned about getting under subfloors and stuff, or what tools do you use to help you in the business?
Yeah, it's very simple. You don't need to touch anything. You don't need to drill the holes. It's a visual inspection. That is all that can make sense. Use your equipment. We have a really basic and high-tech equipment, which is we got a moisture meter, and that's detect the moisture. And then definitely, if you see water stain, for example, visual, it definitely was a water leaks there. You need to have a look at check it with the moisture is active or not. If it's not, checking the roof cavity where it's come from. Maybe you find one of the tiles was cracks and they fix it. So you can say, is that all water stain? Different other, like building inspector in different industry, different brand, whatever, they say, oh, water stain, you need to have another invasive inspection. It's mean they need someone to go and check it. But no, you are there because the client, when he done visual inspection, he picked up a couple of cracks or whatever water stain. That's why you need to check things. It's no need to take out the plastic. It's all been damaged by outside. You can pick it up. It's not a car, you need to open all the motor to check what's the problem inside. It's everything is visually, you can pick it up. Anything comes out, if it probably listed in report as a limitation, obstruction. It's like if you double-story house, you can go in the top and you find a water stain and you could not get in. You said definitely maybe they'll be caused by one of the tiles, it'd be cracks or tile maybe slipped away or maybe just missing tiles. It's required someone to install scaffolding, go up and have a look at it to fix it. But it should be easier. Regarding the level flooring, we do split level. There is electronic one or a manual one. We use that as well. And then we put that things in reports just to show the client that we have equipment to use. We got telescope cameras. If we are not accessible to subfloor, we try to do the effort that to see what we can find, because you can't just put the client is obstruction, because otherwise what they hire you for? They hire you to check a couple of spots they don't have a tools for it. And that's why there is a telescope camera. We put a lot of money on it and just we double check. But again, it doesn't give us really good rating, whatever, but give you a little bit overall what's happening there. We got TOSH is very important. Donga, you use it for a termite. Thermo camera, you use it also for termite. And most important is your skill and your visual. Yeah, if when you start doing a lot of inspection a day, probably you build up that skill, and then you need to be able to pick it up straight away.
Now, from knowing what maybe other inspectors do, is that what you're saying? Is that the key difference from what you do maybe to others? Is going to that extra step with taking the time that's extra and doing those extra things?
Well, each inspector, if he's following the Australian standards, that's what they need to do. If they follow all the steps in Australian standard in terms of the purchase building inspection or inspecting the properties, it's all listed there, simple, easy. Just you need to take your time. A couple of inspectors, they want to done 10 inspections a day. Of course, we limit in the time, they'll be quick and they can do it. Other inspectors, they just use a lot of obstructions in terms of the roof cavity or this one. You need to be able to go to that areas, because that's what the client is hiring you for, to check that corners. And then usually always the defect comes from subfloor and the roof cavity. If you're not able to enter, depend size of the manhole, or it's a confined space or whatever, you need obstruction, you need to listen to the client, and then you need to justify why you didn't go in. And then it's probably all the client, they understand safety is first. Should be fine. Yeah.
And sometimes with subfloor, it can get quite physical. So Medhi tried to get into subfloor, even though sometimes it's small, and do commander style and climb as much, just to see as much as he can. And it is quite a physically intense, I guess, endeavor in terms of, compared to just the rest of the building inspection. And if there are like 3 subfloors in a day, it could be quite tiring, very, very intense. And he could get quite tired because he needs to climb the ladder to go on the top, and the roof cavity as well. So it is physically intensive. It could be very physically intensive too.
Like the army crawl, you got to get on your hands, you got on your elbows.
That's it.
Yes, that's it. Yes.
That's what we learn in the military.
Now, I was going to say as well, support from the business itself, because you're obviously very well educated in regards to what you do. So what support do you get in regards to, or what support do you find you need or you get out of being a part of Jim's building inspections?
Well, you get support from definitely the call center. It's there. It's very important, because that's the way they generate lead for us. The way how they return it is very clear, easy. They get as much information from the client, make it for us easier. So when we get it, we got everything there: emails, phones, names, address. When we get it, we check first the address. They do a great job, because if you got a lead which is wrong number or wrong email, it creates a job for us. But I think gym groups, they got a lot of trained people. If we have issues with the lead, we always call the call center. They always treat us in great, like they help us, they support us, they try to help us. Even sometimes it's not their rules, but they check with their supervisor. They try to contact franchisor, or they try to contact even the client to get a little bit helping us. That's great. And then if we have issues with the client or whatever you need, we never have issues with client. We have sometimes with the leads, that's different services, or maybe they didn't respond to us. We always, the franchisor is there. He tried to help us. And then at this stage, we used to get a lot of help from the franchisor and also divisional to improve our training, to get on in all the services. But at this stage, we are on in all services. I mean, we've done all the training, which is perfect. And then they're using us now to train a couple of people.
That's great.
To join in the group. Yeah, which they knows that we will train. We know what we're doing, and then they follow up. They asking the clients. They ask me all the time. I meet a couple of times Paul by himself. And he's always to say, how's business going? Anything we can help you? Are you happy? We want you to be happy and stay with us as long as you can. And then that's the key word, because when you set and you know everything, they don't want you to let you go. They want you to stay in this one. And then whatever we ask them to improve, they do it. Sometimes even the call center, we comes like phone number maybe wrong. We call. They said no. The lady that says living with me, I will check the recording. And they say, oh, sorry, I missed out this one, and they send it. It's correct. And set up of the business in terms of the leads, it's there. In terms of the application, the app, also the IT, they do a great job. We have any issue with the app, they're always there. It's less than 2 minutes. Since I send the error, they contact me and they try to fix it. That's great. In terms of training or any updates in the regulation, we got in Southeast here, the trainers, they always comes join us in the what's called that franchisees meeting. There's a lot. That is great. I like that one, and I think Jim, he's very insists you need to attend to that one. Which that is your time. You attend, put your question there, all the franchisees, they can hear it, and a franchisor, and they will try to put it in a, in agenda to fix whatever the issues. As I said to you, it's great structural. I don't think so we have any issues with it. It's great model.
Great support.
That's great. I'm glad you said I'm glad you talked about the call center, because the call center actually is behind me at work here, but they people don't realize we've got 48 divisions now, and they've got like 586 service codes they have to know. So obviously building inspections is one division, but then there's pool care, then there's cleaning, and then all the divisions have their own little intricacies that they've got to know of the customers. So I'm glad you said that about them, because they do a great job. It's not an easy job as well. And
Absolutely.
yes, it can be very tough sometimes.
Yeah,
I can't do it, and I don't know how they do it.
They're very patient people. Some of the calls I've heard
Yes,
before is just
they are. When we call them, they're very nice people there, and then even the way how they talk to the client, they talk to the franchisees. It's always with a smile, with this. I know there's a lot of pressure on them, but they do a great job. And as I said to you, we're not. The language is straight. They're all native speakers. They give us really correct information to help us. It's not same like other call centers. When you call them, they are somewhere in Asia countries where they're struggling with the timing and then the language barrier. Nah, we don't have that issues.
They're all local. Most of them live within 15 minutes of Jim's head office here, so they're all local to the area, which is I'm glad you pumped them up a bit, because they do deserve it, and they do a great job. One thing I want to talk about as well is when someone's looking at buying a property, when should they get Jim's Building Inspections involved? Like what stage they're looking online, or they're going to a few open houses? When should they get you involved?
Well, look, I always ask the client, have you seen the property? I don't want to do the inspection for someone just so it's online, unless if it's an investor. Because if somebody said, I'm buying this property because I want to live in, I want him to, he like the property first. He have a vision what he is doing, where is his bedroom, master bedroom, whatever, and then where is the furniture to be. That's how you like the house. Location, close to schools. But if they like it, they should engage a building inspector. It's because there can be a couple of defects hidden. It's not necessary that we are getting defect to take them away from the real estate agent or whatever, but I want him to be aware about a couple of defects, especially the building element. They can be swollen, they can be deteriorated, and then just they need that another peace of mind to someone to check the property. However, it's like you buying a car. You just not go on and you buy a car straight away. You will ask for the mechanical history has been serviced every year. But have anyone, when I buy the property, they said, can you show me the history of the house has been serviced? No. So what you need inspection. And that is clearly, if you want to buy the house without history of the service, you better inspect it first before you buy it, and similar things to the houses. It's been every houses you need to have a building inspection.
And as soon as possible, as soon as the client likes the house, should engage us to from building and pest inspection. A lot of people do engage us when they already signed the contract and they make an offer, and the offer is accepted, and then they are within that cooling off period or within that clause subject to building and pest inspection. That is fine as well, but it comes with limitations. So they obviously cannot just pull out from the house only when there is a major found. So they limit themselves whether they want to go ahead with the property. So we do suggest to get in as early as possible, basically, just for their own peace of mind.
Yeah.
So that they know their bid limit, I guess, at the auction, if it is an auction, and if they want to make an offer, what the number is going to be based on, obviously, defects found and what's repairs required in the house.
And even if it's too late, if they purchase the property and then they want to check it's great. It's better to know what's happening and then fix it in early stage rather than let it there and manage and it creates structural.
So the short answer is for everyone should get a building inspection no matter what
Absolutely.
property it
Yes.
is.
Yes.
And I was going to say as well, though, but with you guys, I think you have people can also buy reports online. So there might have already been an inspection done at the property, and there is the option for people to buy online as well. So they can do that if they need.
Yes,
absolutely. Yes,
we have the app. Straight, there's a couple of buttons there, just to tick, and you can publish it online. Like for me, there is houses, I evaluate the house before I put it online. I'll highly recommend it to put a house report in online if it's a good report, because just we don't want to create that's really hit between a building inspector and real estate agent. Because if you put a bad report in online, and if the real estate agent they found that, they say it's very bad. You know why you put it there? You know what I mean? It's mean that's why I always when I finish inspection, real estate agent they start and say, hey, how the house is going. We're not allowed to disclose the information with the real estate agent. It's just because there's a pre-inspection agreement signed by the client. We should tell anything defect just to the client. But I said to them, look, if I told you it's all good, if you have anyone, send it to us. We can send the report via online. But if I said, yeah, the inspection finished and completed, no more questions, it's mean I didn't ask you for, yeah, there is something there. It's just because, again, it's real estate agent, they are playing a main role in this also for building inspection. They helping us. They take their time. They open property for us. They organize with the vendor the timing, you know, and then they have that knowledge to talk to the vendor that yes, the building inspector is coming. Let him do his job. He just he will check the defects or the structure of the house if it's good or not for the client. And then again, if I said to you, if it's major defects, I prefer to not put it online. Maybe other inspectors, they put whatever the report, it's fine. It's been for me, also I can download it. For the client, it's good, but for real estate agent, it's not, because we don't want to build up that bad reputation between us and
For sure. Now, I was going to say, you don't have to say how much you're making or anything, but are you happy with the level of income and you're happy with the business decision you've made with gyms?
No, it's good.
A great decision, yes. We are very happy. Yes, we're very happy to have that infrastructure and that support, I guess, when everyone's going on their own should have that support and infrastructure that we have. I think it's the best way to venture into anything on your own.
And what's the plan? Sorry, you go.
Yeah, in terms of the income, whatever, it's pretty good, you know, comfortable. Make you happy, like, you know, to pay all your bills and also to enjoy your holidays, take time off, flexible time. Not that, you know, sometimes you need to work harder. You know what I mean? It's not, sometimes people, they said, oh, it's flexible time. I can do one inspection a day. That would be not enough. But definitely, yes, 1 week you can do less, but the other week you can back up, you know, the loss or whatever. But it's always, there's a balance between your life and work load.
And what's your plans for your business moving forward? Are you happy with where you are, or do you want to expand, or what are your plans for your business?
Well, look, we're very happy and we're getting a lot more work, and then also maybe in the future we can hire another one. We can put we can invest in another inspector to train and everything, and maybe we can buy another territory to get more leads. We're always that. We are in this stage to get someone on board,
That's great.
and make it bigger. And then it's like we start thinking like to be a franchisor in our own territory. You know what I mean? Buy more territories, get some people, especially now with the governments. Like we got a lot. We need to help the young generation. They need to do the training. They need to be supervised, and they need. There's a lot of young engineers or inspectors. They want to be inspecting, you know, and that is a good opportunity for us. We can collaborate with the government, with the TAFEs, to get a couple of apprentices to work with us. But we need to train them through the gyms building inspection training, you know, whatever they do, and then we create, and then that is good, because may they like it and they join the gyms group, that's feel free, that's their own decision, or they want to follow up with our models. They can learn, they can get experience, and maybe they can be their own in different way, and then definitely, and then that can help us increase the income, increase also the services, and then we put us in that strong position that we are not just a franchisees, like one person working in business. It's a franchisee model, but looks like a big model inside the territory. Yeah.
Well, it's important. Because with building inspections, they generally target it towards, you know, chippies or builders, right? Whereas engineers is something we don't really talk about. So yeah, there's a great opportunity for engineers, maybe if they don't want to work in the city or they're working in an office, to come and do something like this where they're out on the road and they're going to,
Absolutely.
it's a big opportunity for them.
These are requirements. If they want to be registered structural engineer, if you want to be a registered structural engineer in the future, you need to work at least 2 hours under supervision of structural engineer. So why not? And we help them with our knowledge. They build up their knowledge and also the experience. And in the meantime, that 2 years they work with us, we got income, extra income, and then we help a young person to be a professional, and then help him to get registration. If you want to stay with us, that's great. If you want to open that himself, we always, if there's someone want to open the business, we refer him to Jim's Group to buy the franchises or maybe charity by himself. And that's a great approach. It's different than the mowing, because I'm not getting someone just to work with me like a month. It's a different structure, because for us we need someone educated, have a degrees, and work with us, and the supervision, so they can. It's a skill, and then it's a very knowledgeable job. It's not just a physical. And then that's why I say I compare it. Look, I'm not saying about mowing, but just mowing, like I can hire wherever I got today, and then they can do with me the job. Not necessary for me, but this young, fresh graduate, whatever, he need to work in some platform which has had all the knowledge, and then he need that, because without the 2 years he cannot be registered, and then he can build up the experience. And then that's probably where we are looking now, which Olga, she's her next project to work with the government, with the TAFEs, with the apprentices to get things in. We'll talk to this one, to the franchisor, to give us that flexibility and easy to integrate them with us, to help us. Like, we don't need that tough training or whatever, because they will still working with us and the supervision. It's been the report will be by me, but we will talk about that one. The franchisors, they just send us email, whatever the ideas, they talk to the divisionals and maybe Jim's Group, and then improve it.
Sounds great. So I'll leave it there, guys. Thank you for all the information you provide us today, and you can see why you're star franchisees. So congratulations on everything you do, and we're keen to follow your progress with you put on employee and stuff. I think that'd be great to see in the building inspections division, because most people are just sole operators. So if you can expand it, it'd be great to follow that and see how you do it. But yeah, on behalf of Jim's Group and Accor, congratulations. This will take around 5 business days to get to you. You'll get an email to create an account, and then you'll get a digital membership card. And you get 2 free nights at any hotel on their network. There's a lot of them. You get 50% of your dining bill at over 1,400 restaurants, and percentage of different things as well. So congratulations on behalf of Jim's Group, and thank you for joining us today on the podcast.
Thank you, Joel. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Lovely to meet you.
Thanks.
See you. Bye.
Cheers.
Bye. Thank you for listening to the episode of the Gyms podcast. If you want to learn more about the Gyms Group, head to gyms.net or call us on 131 546 Australia or 0800 454 654 New Zealand. And if you did like the episode as well, please make sure you leave a review or a comment, or a thumbs up or a comment on the video as well. We appreciate your support, and until next episode, we hope you have a great week.